Okay, hold up, guys. Let me just make sure everything is going correctly and that the sound is correct. Um, okay, that sounds good. All right. Anyways, hi, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while. Today, it's actually going to be a fun one. I'm going to be live streaming the read along for Agent Smith, the script, written by Nicholas Suvin, me, Samuel Medby, Jeriel Machado. The story is by Nicholas Suvin though. First draft September 2024, and the screenplay is a property of Hulk's Incorporation, 103 Hulk Street. Anyways, yeah, this is the capstone film the film that we're working on for my capstone film class at a school, and we've been working on it all year. You recently saw a video that I uploaded, which was like the actual finished shot of one of the well, not the finished shot. It's a rough cut. There's still a bunch missing, like sound and like post production stuff. But you saw scene two, and now I'm gonna read to you the entire script. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and whoever's watching this not on stream, I hope you guys enjoyed too. Anyways, we fade in, and scene one starts. Exterior in the exterior of Russia, Moscow, day. Um, Text appears on screen with text reading Moscow, Russia. An unknown figure, Agent Smith, is bundled up in clothes and walking to his apartment. He's visibly shaking and blowing air into his hands. Agent Smith walks to his front door and is about to open the door with his key, but he notices the door is cracked open slightly. Also, by the way, I need to pause and I need to say this. I actually have a storyboard plan to go along with all of these. With me like reading out loud. I'm working on that currently, and then I'm gonna edit the footage from this live stream to the footage. Well, not the footage, but like the actual like drawings and storyboards, so that you can actually see the movie play out. And then I'm gonna upload the actual film once that's finished. Picture late April. So you guys can watch and enjoy that too. Anyways, continuing. But he notices the door is cracked open slightly. Agent Smith hides next to the door and looks both ways to make sure he isn't seen. Then, Agent Smith shoves open the door and immediately starts punching the air in the room frantically. But in the dim room, there's no one visible. Agent Smith begins panting. Realizing no one is in the room, he takes off his heavy coat. The lights flicker, and a room full of goons are revealed. One of the goons charges at Agent Smith. Yeah! Agent Smith is terrified. Ah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be doing a bunch of sound effects. His legs begin violently shaking. He throws the jacket that he had in his hands over the head of the goon, and the goon is like, he falls down after that. Smith charges up a punch and swings, instantly taking him down. Another goon starts to charge at him, and Agent Smith frantically ducks, and the bad guy trips over Agent Smith. Agent Smith grabs a marker off a nearby table and chucks it at another goon. The goon grabs his eye and falls down. Suddenly, two more goons enter the room, and Agent Smith realizes that he's outmatched, and he sprints outside the apartment. Agent Smith, while running, grabs his phone from his pocket and dials a mysterious number. Code Black! My identity has been compromised. I need a GIO now. A helicopter can be heard in the background getting close, and Agent Smith looks up. Cut to black. Yeah, scene one, we're going to start off the film with a little action scene. It's going to be really nice, really fun. We're going to add a bit of comedy into this action scene by making it like just super goofy. I added here some, like, maybe Agent Smith, when he ducks, he could do like a squat. kind of like an old man sitting down in a chair. And so, like, just making the goons seem really lackluster here. Anyways, the dialogue, I'm gonna say right now, it's really stupid, it's really dumb, and the reason we wrote it like this is because we wanted to have a bunch of references to different things that only make sense between us, our friend group, and I'm okay with that because everything else gives off hints of like the actual story, and this is like one of just the goofy aspects of her film. It is a parody after all of like an actual spy film, and we're kind of just making fun of it. So, anyways, cut to black. Scene two takes in the interior of the office room in the day, and this is actually the scene that you guys saw filmed and everything. We changed some stuff. I'm gonna point that out later, but let me continue with this. Bright lights come on, bringing the camera out of the focus. Actually, we never put on the lights in the room. We kept it dark to like give an ominous and like mysterious feeling to the other person in the room, Subject Zero. Anyways, as it clears up, it reveals Agent Smith in a small chair. Agent Smith is clearly too big for the chair he was given and is uncomfortable and nervous. Subject Zero, shrouded in immense aura, is looking outside the window in the opposite direction of Agent Smith. He then spins around, revealing his serious and angered face. He clasps his hands together into an evil hand pose and leans forward to stare down Agent Smith. The camera lingers on him for a few seconds, allowing the audience to take in his aura. Yeah, that explains why. Here, let me just pull it up real quickly. Oh man, let me pull this up right here. That's why. Oh, hold up. That's the quality in here is bad. Okay. Anyways, that's why Subject Zero here is looking away, and towards the what's called the window, shrouded in immense aura, whatever I wrote. You're gonna notice here, but this chair isn't a spinning chair. We actually wanted to film this in like an actual like office room, but it wasn't available at our school, so we had to improvise and film this in a classroom, and we didn't have a spinning chair, so we just made do with this, and we actually just made him like physically spin. You can see right here, he just spins around physically, and you can't really tell because it's really dark, but this chair is actually super small, and our actor here, Sam, who plays Agent Smith, is, like the script said, way too big for the chair and clearly uncomfortable. You get to see that, like, with the way that he's, like, posed. He's, like, hunching down and stuff. And also, like, look at that. He looks so uncomfortable there. Anyways, so yeah, this is, like, Subject Zero is the dominant one here. He's the person in power. Where was I? Oh yeah, he also doesn't clasp his hands together into an evil pose. He does do like an evil pose though, like right here. Hold up, let me wait for this right there with like that. I think that really like is like gives evil vibes and also like just brings a lot of power. Not just cause like of the loud sound, but also cause like of the reaction of Agent Smith here. Yeah. Sorry. Oh. Anyways, yeah, he says, "I'm not happy, grr." And I'm sorry you had to hear that. It's in the script. He growls like, like the angry Roblox angry grr. And we actually changed this line right here a lot, from script to the movie. As Subject Zero growls, he suddenly moves his hand and looks as if he's about to reach out and grab Agent Smith. Instead, we just decided to make him use a stick with a skull and try and like attack Agent Smith. But the thing is, this table is so long that he never actually reaches Agent Smith. Look at that. So he's just doing that for no reason. And Agent Smith is still scared because he's a coward. So he's going to flinch at the sudden movements and growl of Agent Zero. Clearly still frightened, he tries to gather his composure and mutters, "I'm sorry, sir."
I have a mission for you. The big break you needed.
Agent Smith eerily perks. I don't know why that says early. It's supposed to be eerily. Agent Smith eerily perks up from his seat at the news of his new mission. He looks behind him, then leans in to listen closely to Agent Zero. We actually cut that part out. Instead, we just made him say, "I don't understand, sir." And then this is where Subject Zero goes into the dialogue of wait, for first, instead of... Sorry. What I meant where Agent Smith said, "I don't understand, sir," he was originally supposed to say, "Sir, where? When?" And then Subject Zero says,
"This is a big mission. There is no time for questions. I have your car at the front ready for you."
And this actually, it's a voiceover while Agent Smith goes outside to see a crappy car. He shrugs, puts on his shades as he enters the car, and he's like, "Must be part of the disguise." We actually cut that part out, mostly because we didn't have enough time to go outside and film that, and also because we're not allowed to use cars. So we're gonna have to do that outside of school, and we're probably gonna add that to a scene 3, because it opens up with a car pulling up. Anyways, cuts to black. Fade in. Scene 3, exterior, high school, day. The crappy car pulls up outside the school. The sound of kids playing fill the air. Agent Smith steps out of the car and buttons up his Hawaiian pineapple shirt. He stops in front of the side view mirror and combs his hair. He looks at his watch, his eyes widen, and he quickly grabs his briefcase from the passenger seat and runs towards the front doors. Let me actually pull this up for you so you can see. Sorry, hold up. Oh my god. Let me just check my history. Okay, sorry. History. Where was it? Here it is. That's actually the thumbnail of this live stream. Anyways, here's the crappy car playing up into the school. Here's him buttoning up his shirt. Yeah. I should have probably split this into the 2 different shots. And then here's him combing his hair. I'm pretty sure that's where we were at. Yeah, he stops in front of the side view mirror and combs his hair. He looks at his watch. His eyes widen. So he looks at his watch and his eyes widen. And he quickly grabs his briefcase from the passenger seat and runs towards the front door. There's him grabbing the briefcase and then runs towards the front doors. Inside the front doors. Oh wait, before that he actually says, I can't be late for this mission. Sorry, I can't be late for the first day of the mission. And then we go into the interior of the high school day, where Agent Smith runs through the hallway while pulling a slip of paper out of his pocket. And there he is. He runs through the hallway and he pulls a slip of paper out of his pocket. And the slip of paper reads... Oh, sorry. He looks down at the slip of paper and reads the words, Room 202. He looks up the stairs and starts running up. He pauses when he looks up the stairs and points at the different rooms, trying to find his assigned room. And once he views the room, he looks side to side, fixes his posture, and professionally walks into the room. So, oh, I did not mean to do that. So this is him looking over to the stairs. Obviously, really bad quality. Anyways, this is him walking towards the stair, running up the stairs. Actually, this is one thing I added from storyboard to the script. Sorry. To the story. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Never mind. You get what I mean. A mysterious, shadowy figure is gonna be looking in at him. And then this is him like pointing out the different rooms, noticing his room. He's happy. He goes over, and then he opens the door, gets himself ready, and then walks in. And hold on. Okay, there we go. Sorry. So now we're inside the interior of room 202. Agent Smith closes the door behind him, eyes the room down, then notices a teacher desk where he sits down. So he closes the door behind him, and this is like a point of view shot of him eyeing the room down, and then he walks over. Agent Smith places his briefcase on the desk and opens it, revealing a case file labeled Top Secret inside. Agent Smith opens the file and a sheet of paper falls off. He grabs the sheet of paper with one hand, and with the other, he covers his mouth and taps his fingers on his face. So let's see that. This is him happy, finding his desk, putting the briefcase down on the desk, opens it. There's the top secret folder. He looks at it, looks inside. Oh, okay. Are we at this part yet? Okay, no, this is right after. Anyways, this is Belensky Serhai, our villain of the story. This is just a funny picture I just drew. That's not actually how he's gonna look. He's actually supposed to be. I'm actually the ones that playing this character. Belensky Serhai is like a Russian evil person. Cause I don't know. In the spy movies, there's always like Russian people that are the villains or something. So yeah, he's gonna be Russian. I cannot do a Russian voice. I'll try my best. I'm probably gonna botch it up though. Anyways, this is Agent Smith looking very closely at the top secret file. And then we're gonna find out that one of the victims of this person, the villain, his first name is Bull and his last name is Ken. Keep that in mind. Anyways, the sheet of paper shows him for also that's like the last storyboard I have of that. So, anyways, the sheet of paper shows information about the suspect, Valensky Serhai. It also includes a sketch of the suspect and a photo of his previous victim, Bull Kid. Ay caramba. His hand is still covering his mouth. The door slams open, and a person comes in. Agent Smith quickly closes the briefcase and starts looking for something to fidget with on his desk.
You must be the new comrade. Sorry. I meant teacher. My brain lagged a bit there. Ha! That's an old Russian classic.
I'm sorry, I cannot do a Russian voice. Agent Smith finally grabs a paper on his desk to look busy with. He then looks up to see a man in a suit resembling that of Hamlet. His face is stone cold, his eyes looking directly past Agent Smith. No sign of emotion on his face. Agent Smith remembers the sketch in the briefcase, pulls it out, and compares the sketch with the person in front of him. He gasps.
How many probe?
How many probe? I can't, I'm sorry.
How many probe to me, bud? I forgot to introduce myself. The name is Serhai. Balensky Serhai. You work under me now.
Points directly at Agent Smith. Agent Smith. Nice to meet. Agent Smith tries to get up to shake his hand, but Balensky Serhai puts his hand on Agent Smith's shoulder and sits him back down. Balensky Serhai ignores Agent Smith's attempted handshake as a move of dominance.
Did you read the class material? Class is in a minute.
No, sir. I didn't. He looks down. Bad! He crosses his arm. Bad, Maggie! He takes one arm and starts violently pointing at Agent Smith. Agent Smith stays quiet, but cowers in his seat. The bell rings. 4 students start to flock in. The room is filled with the sound of their conversations. Serhai signals for their silence with a hand gesture. The same one. Oh my god, get the fuck out of here. Oh, sorry. Serhai signals for their silence with a hand gesture. The same one that Terrence Fletcher's character does in Whiplash. If you haven't seen Whiplash, go watch it. It's an amazing film. But the character Terrence Fletcher, he does like a hand signal to always like make the band members like go quiet. Anyway, the students halt, stop their conversations, and continue walking in silently. Serhai fixes his tie and steps out of the room. The students sit down at their desks. Agent Smith quickly fixes his wine shirt and stands up. He looks around the room and stares at the math equation posters. I take this is a math class. The students look up to Agent Smith, ready to learn. Agent Smith gulps loudly. Alright, starts writing on the board. You will all refer to me as Mr. Smith. I am an ordinary little human just like you. Mutters. I don't remember much from Ohio State, but let's give it a shot. Remember that the derivative of ln of x is e to the power of x. The students gasp and start whispering amongst themselves. Agent Smith looks around the room to see the confusion. Then notices a poster on the wall with the correct derivative of the math problem. The equation. The actual correct derivative of ln of x is actually 1 over x. Get that right, guys. Come on, don't forget. Anyways, Agent Smith. Ha! Silly me. Agent Smith erases his answer and starts writing the correct one. One of the students, Tiernan, curls up a piece of paper into a ball and throws it in the direction of Agent Smith. Serhai suddenly spawns in, grabbing the piece of paper in time before it reaches Agent Smith. He slowly walks over to the desk. And then Tiernan, he's like the nerd character of this voice, of this movie, so forgive me for making this voice.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It slipped out of my hand.
Serhai gestures for his silence with his hands again, keeping his hand in that position until he reaches the desk. He then puts his hand over the student's mouth, and with the other starts pointing his finger violently at him. Don't be an op, Tiernan.
You're coming with me to detention.
No, please.
Serhai gestures for his silence once again and grabs the student by the top of his hair, taking him outside the classroom. Serhai accidentally drops red paper. Agent Smith notices it and picks it up. The front page reads, "Confidential Russian work." His face lights up. Aha! A clue! He turns around and realizes the students are still looking at him. I'll be returning this to him. Anyways, let's learn math. Student 1. Student 2. You mean you're going to learn math so that you can teach us? Ha! Very funny. These characters are inspired by actual people in our life, so you guys wouldn't understand, but Agent Smith, he's like pathetic. that's why we're really making him seem like pathetic here. Anyways, scene 5 is just a montage. It takes place in the classroom. The montage begins with Agent Smith getting taught by his students and making a bunch of mistakes. He eventually starts getting questions correct where students react really happily towards him. Agent Smith is also seen gathering more clues on Sirhai, looking out the classroom's windows with binoculars and such. Cuts to black, fade in. Scene 6, interior, room 202, day. Agent Smith is solving a math equation on the whiteboard. He pauses and thinks how to solve the problem. The students are all leaning into their chairs, eagerly waiting to see the answer Smith will get. Agent Smith covers up the view and writes something on the board. He then moves out of the way. The students view the board for a few seconds, then their faces light up. You did it! Oh wait, sorry, this is Tiernan.
You did it, Mr. Smith. You got the right answer.
Agent Smith starts tearing up. He cleans up the tears with his hands and smiles towards the students. I did it! I did it! Come on, everybody. Bring it in. It's time for a group hug. The students and Agent Smith get a nice moment together where they hug. Agent Smith closes his eyes and takes in the moment for a few seconds before he opens his eyes and looks at his desk. His briefcase is open inside. His briefcase is open and inside there's a paper with the title. The Plan. Cuts to black. Scene 7, interior school day. A voiceover begins with Agent Smith narrating his plan to sneak into the school and break into the principal's room to get evidence. Anyways, the actual scene is like all of that he's explaining is actually gonna be filmed and recorded. So this is just a voiceover. Anyways, so first, on my way to lunch, I'll go by the principal's room and drop a piece of trash so that it stops the door from closing. Actually, we talked about this later. We're gonna be changing this to just like putting something else on there. I don't know. I forgot what we said, but we're gonna make it like much more better than just putting a piece of trash on the floor. Anyways, then later that day, instead of leaving school, I'll sneak into the bathroom and wait in the stall until the lights go out. After that, I'll make my way to the principal's office where the door should still be left open from the piece of trash earlier. And I'll look through Sirhai's things and find proof that he committed the murders. Agent Smith is now in the principal's office and looking through his cabinets. He finds one that says confidential and begins to pick it open. A camera moves behind Agent Smith and starts watching him. Agent Smith opens up the cabinet and finds a DVD inside labeled Previous Victims. He takes the DVD and plays it on the TV. Agent Smith stares at the screen, excitedly moving his hands up and down. Suddenly his face is illuminated by a red screen, and his excitement fades away. The screen reads, "You're the fool." Agent Smith stands up and tries to run away, but is stopped by Sirhai, who's standing in front of him.
Mr. Smith, due to your intrusion of my personal information, as well as suspicious activities to your ties with the spy organization, I'll have to fire you.
Agent Smith drops to his knees and starts begging at Sirhai's feet. You can't do this to me. I'm the best teacher these students have. They need me, and I've been working hard. I've been working late for them because I'm a Sigma. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is where you really start to see like the brain rot that we added into the script. Anyways, Sirhai signals for his silence with his hands, and then kneels down and grabs Agent Smith's shoulder, giving him a stern look. The room stays silent for a few seconds. Sirhai then begins to speak.
You're so close, yet so far. If you know too much, you will become old too quickly, and your body will rot in a ditch. Now see yourself out, and take your things with you.
Sirhai moves out of the way to reveal one of his goons has a box filled with Agent Smith's stuff. Agent Smith, devastated, looks down and grabs the box. He then slowly walks out of the room. Sirhai slams the door and gives a huge sigh. He's a fool. Sorry, wait, I need a sigh first.
He's a fool, but he's persistent. He may have fallen for my traps, but he won't give up like this. I need to scare him away. My goons! Come to me. I have tasks for all of you. Nicholas, cage the kids up. Bruce, you put up the banners. And the rest of my comrades, just be comrades.
Cuts to black. Fade in. Yeah, if you can't tell, right now we're referencing Nicolas Cage and Bruce Banner, aka Hulk. And we also did kind of like the thing with the FNAF movie memes where they were like, Foxy, you go left, Bonnie, you go right, and Chica, you just be Chica or whatever it was. And we just did that with like, and the rest of my comrades just be comrades. Anyways, cuts to black, fade in. Scene 8, interior, apartment, day. Agent Smith is slumped, half asleep, on the couch with the screen from his computer illuminating his face. The computer is playing random YouTube videos. Agent Smith's appearance is messy with no shave and crumbs over his face and clothes. His phone gets a notification. It reads, Tiernan.
Please come help us.
He begins to read it, and his face turns gloomy, but his moment is interrupted by an incoming call from Subject 0.
Your mission is not done. Don't do anything stupid, Bubba. Get back to headquarters now.
The phone call ends, and Agent Smith drops his phone. He lets out a distressed yell and slumps further into his seat. Agent Smith's computer suddenly plays a Mr. Bolkan video. This is actually the previous victim of what's called Belinsky Serhai, who and we don't state this in the story, but by context clues, he was a previous spy that was also researching Belinsky Serhai, and also was a math teacher. Anyways, Agent Smith starts to wake up more and sits up, and wipes the crumbs off his shirt. He scratches his eyes and slumps towards his side. His eyes perk wide open, and he sits up. He leans forward into his chair and pays close attention to the computer screen. The video's still playing, and then Mr. Bolkan says something smart. Agent Smith's jaw drops and he stands up.
Oh my god. I get it. This is peak mathematics.
Agent Smith gets up and walks away from the computer. Cuts to black. Scene 9, interior, gym/office. It switches. Day. A montage begins, most likely to the song I Need a Hero. Agent Smith is doing dumbbell curls with the 5 pounds. He has a math equation taped to it, 1 + 1 = 2. And then a picture of Mr. Bolkan is taped in front of him in the gym. And then we go to Belinsky Serhai, who is playing chess against his goons. The students are visible in the background, each with dunce hats on top of them. One student tries to talk, and he ushers them with the hand gesture again. We go back to Agent Smith, who is now curling 20s with more complex equations on them. He's now looking at integrals. Belinsky Serhai is playing chess again, this time against 2 students now. Actually, 2 goons. We should change that. This time against 2 goons now. With each game of chess, his head expands and his brain grows. The 2 students he is playing against are terrified and begin biting their nails. Serhai then beats both of the students at chess, and his head expands even more. We cut one last time to Agent Smith, who's now curling the biggest weights. The math equation is now so long the paper with the equation reaches the ground. The equations are so complex no one understands. Sweat is dripping off of him, splattering on the ground. He drops both dumbbells. A rope is attached to Agent Smith, and it starts to pull him up so he levitates. Agent Smith is looking up to the sky, holding both hands out in a heavenly pose. His glasses are glowing, and then he comes back down to the ground and takes off his headphones, and the music stops. He dabs at the people who pulled him up with the rope. Thanks, bro, for the spot. Agent Smith returns to the original place and begins his speech. The only thing I fear is fear itself. In chaos, I have found my calm center, and in solitude, my strength was discovered. Cuts to black. Fade in. Scene 10, interior, apartment, day. Agent Smith opens up his closet and looks for a specific shirt. He passes a polo shirt with an American flag. He then comes back to it and takes it out. Smith moves towards his bed, where a huge assortment of Nerf guns and swords are displayed. He grabs a katana. Hold on, wait, let me fix that. He grabs a katana set and puts it on his back. He then tests out the Nerf guns and twirls them into his pockets, or a gun holder. He begins shadowboxing and beats the shadow person. Agent Smith starts prancing because of his victory. Cuts to black. Fade in. Scene 11, exterior, school, day. A car pulls up outside the school. It's jamming loud music. It's unknown for now what music we're actually going to play. Anyways, Agent Smith is driving the car. His hands is sticking out so that the side view mirror reveals his nail with black nail polish. He parks the car, then steps out in slow motion. He takes off his sunglasses and fixes his polo shirt. He does a kick step and finger guns the air. He kick steps again and accidentally bumps into a passerby, which is going to be a cameo from one of our teachers. The lady is walking a stick with a flying pig at the end. The music stops.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Are you okay?
It's fine. But be careful. There's pesky wasps that have zero mercy.
Agent Smith doesn't respond and just walks away. He mocks her by twirling his finger around his ear. He abruptly stops and thinks for a moment. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I borrow your eyeliner? Scene 12. Interior. School. Day. Agent Smith walks in through the doors intensely. His eyes have eyeliner now. He begins swiftly walking quickly through the school, but notices Belinsky Serhai, who appears at the top of the staircase. He immediately notices Agent Smith and discreetly pulls out a Nerf gun and begins firing. Agent Smith swiftly ducks, and the bullet misses him. Agent Smith in return pulls out his Nerf gun and begins firing back. Sir Hai runs into a student and begins to spin him around. While the student is spinning, Sir Hai shoots a couple shots at Agent Smith. He then scolds the student with the gun behind his back, basically telling him to like get back to class. Let me do that in the Belinsky Sir Hai voice.
Get back to class.
Where was I? Belinsky Sir Hai holds up his Nerf gun as Agent Smith enters the hallway. Agent Smith starts running towards Belinsky Sir Hai and starts firing at him. Sorry, I had to respond real quickly. Anyways, where was I? Let me just reread that last paragraph again. Belinsky Sir Hai holds up his Nerf gun as Agent Smith enters a hallway. Agent Smith starts running towards Belinsky Sir Hai and starts firing at him. Belinsky Sir Hai fires the gun, but is out of ammo, and he throws it onto the ground, raises his fist, ready for fight. Agent Smith is still running at the same distance. The same scene is repeated 3 times before Agent Smith comes out of nowhere and tackles Belinsky Sir Hai. I don't know what this means by this. I'm gonna have to catch up with Sam. I'm pretty sure he wrote this part. Both Agent Smith and Belinsky Sir Hai are both on the ground, fighting. Suddenly, Sir Hai stands up and runs to the other side of the room, and Tiernan enters the room.
I escaped, guys. I escaped.
Belinsky Sir Hai grabs a hold of Tiernan and uses him as a hostage, pulling out a massive sword out of nowhere and holding it up to his neck.
Aw, shucks.
Move one step and he's dead.
Agent Smith is getting off the floor slowly, his hands raising up as if surrendering. Wait! We don't have to do this. We can do this a different way. Please don't.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith.
He raises his nerd glasses. He speaks with a lisp.
I know right now it's not the best time, but can I still turn in my correction for the summative?
With his finger raised. Belinsky Sir Hai is extremely annoyed by Tiernan's dumb questions. He begins motioning his hand to do the same gesture he's done to silence the students before, positioning his knife up to his head.
Sir, Principal, I have asthma and you're choking me. Can you please move?
He starts squirming. Tyrion's squirming causes Belinsky Sir Hai to accidentally move his hand, causing him to puncture his big brain with the massive sword. His eyes widen. He realizes he's about to die, so he gives his final speech, which is directly quoted from Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm bad. That's good. I will never be good. And that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me.
Sir Hai drops to the ground and dies. Agent Smith lets out a sigh of relief and fully stands up. He walks over to Tiernan and grabs him on the shoulder. Sorry, Buster. There's no corrections for summatives, you little human. Cuts to black. Fade. I'm sorry. I find this so stupid that he just says you little human. Anyway, fade in. Scene 13. Interior. Commons. Day. Police sirens are heard in the background. The students and Agent Smith are gathered around in the commons. Subject Zero enters the school and pulls Agent Smith to the side.
Agent Smith, what you did there was borderline crazy, but if you weren't here, those kids would have been dead by daylight. We have a new mission for you. Small town in Ohio.
Agent Smith looks over his shoulder at his students, who are all looking back. Sorry, sir, but I already found my new mission. Agent Smith pushes Subject Zero to the side and goes over to his students. Tiernan starts running to him, and Agent Smith shoos him away at first. Shoo! Shoo! Tiernan stops with a shocked face. Agent Smith laughs it off. I'm just messing with you. Bring it in. They all do one final group hug, and Agent Smith closes his eyes and smiles. Cuts to black. Scene 14, interior, room to go to day. Fade in. The title screen reads, One Summer Later. The camera pans over to the whiteboard. It is the first day of school. Agent Smith's voice is heard calming down the loud classroom.
Quiet down, everybody. My name is Mr. Smith.
And welcome to AP Calculus, BC. Agent Smith then writes down his name on the whiteboard. And the scene cuts to black. Logo appears. Then the logo appears on screen reading Mr. Smith. The word agent is crossed out. The credits roll. Photos of Agent Smith and his students are playing during the credits. Fade in. Post-credit scene. Bolensky Star High still dead on the ground with his hand and phone in frame. He gets a phone number from a caller named Russian John Pork. Bolensky's hand twitches. Cuts to black. The end? Question mark. Bravo. This is peak cinema right here. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching this read along. If you are watching, I don't think anybody's probably going to watch this, but thanks if you stuck around or if you're watching this later. I hope you guys enjoyed and that you enjoyed me having fun reading the script. I just wanted to do this because I like doing this. Whoa, sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good one. Good night.